Yeah, Wednesday. What's up, everybody? Wednesday morning. Welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Right up front, I want to apologize for the sound. I'm actually traveling today using the laptop's onboard mic, and so I figured it's better to have something out there that you can take a look and see what's happening because we want to look at the markets. There is some pretty good setups happening today. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get the alerts and the updates and all that fun jazz. Let's go ahead and dive in. So S&P 500 this morning, we are down about 3.5 points. But one of the things I noticed right away in looking at it is that we had a pretty decent level of resistance above us. And I'm going to get rid of some of these lines. We had a pretty decent level of resistance above us. And that level of resistance at the high, if I want to look at like where our previous all-time high was, is 45.49, right? So that's a little far away from current price, but I'm going to put a line up there anyway, just so that we have it, just so we know that it's there. And when I trim to the 4-hour chart, our big picture trend is clearly to the upward direction. So I'm going to be looking to be a buyer more than I am to be a seller. I trim then down to the 1-hour chart, and I see that we've got a bit of basing right in this region. So I think that the first and best setup is a breakout above 45.18. Now, that could be considered a Globex trap, and by a Globex trap, what we're wondering is there a supply level above 45.18 that may stop us from going higher? So I need to pull back out a little bit and look at a little bit longer time frame chart. And so what I'm doing is looking for supply levels directly above 45.18 that may act as a trap. And I don't think you really have one until you get to this 45.34 area. So I'm going to put a line around this region because I think that this is a pretty good area for a potential resistance or supply area. But because our big picture trend is up, it would have to be a confirmation entry. So I think if we get a break above 45.18, I think you've got a pretty good natural target up to about 45.31. So remember that you still have to have at least a 2-to-1 reward to risk, and our stop is going to go outside the basing level outside of the last pivot before the basing level. As far as demand levels below me, there's a couple of decent levels in here. One of my favorite levels in here is going to be the wick over wick zone. The wick over wick level that's kind of sneakily hidden right in here. And so let's use that 44.60 reversal area as a place that may be a good spot to get long. Moving over to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, very similar picture. I've got a very, very clean wick over wick at a prior area of resistance. To me, that's the best level on the chart. That's a slightly hidden level above a pivot low. You've got this wick over wick at 15,150. Those of you guys that watch us regularly, we talk a lot about wick over wick levels and how powerful they can be. If I put a little area here for a potential resistance point for a breakout above there, the Nasdaq and the S&P look very, very similar in their current structure. Let's move over and talk about crude oil. So crude oil yesterday, we did get a really nice touch and go off of our 15-minute level. Now, you may or may not have gotten filled on that, but that was the level that we had talked about and prescribed as a decent entry. We've come close to it and moved away, and that was able to get us a new high, but now we've been unable to get a new high ever since then. And so if I look at this on the 4-hour chart, what I will see is that we've put in a little bit of a double topping pattern up here. Little itty bitty double top. Not a big one, but I definitely can see the double topping pattern that has been created. And so with that double topping pattern that's been created, I'm going to move this lower line up to here and say if we get basing below here, I think you may have a breakdown on the smaller time frame. Without basing, you have nothing. But if we do get basing in front of here, then I think you've got a really good opportunity for a potential breakdown. And I think the price could drop if we take the measured move of the double top. You would essentially take it, your anticipated move would be down to about 79.10. So, you've got a pretty decent move out of there if we get the basing. If we don't get the basing, then we'll wait for the retest back up into the area. And then last, but certainly not least today would be gold. Now, gold, we had a potential breakdown area through here. Unfortunately, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles deep, and it hadn't really gone anywhere, telling you, you should probably look to get out of this thing. And if I look at this on a 4-hour chart, we are still in our fairly sideways pattern. I mean, it's a slightly upward trending market, but not a phenomenal one. And so I would look in here for a potential long opportunity on a pullback to a quality area of demand. The downside of that is we've got this tweezer top region in here that is going to serve as potential resistance. Now, I do really, really like this structure that we have right here for supply. I think this is a pretty clean area, pretty clean supply level. If we can get up there without any strong basing, I think that's a pretty good area of supply. As far as demand below me, I've actually got to go to a 15-minute chart. And when I go to the 15-minute chart, looking for demand below me, nothing's really phenomenal. I got to say, there's nothing on here that's exciting me. And so while I think that long is probably the way to go, I don't have anything in here that's really going to make me super excited about jumping into the long. So I'm going to leave the short up there for the 1 hour chart. I think that's going to be a pretty decent little level and a pretty good place to go. So that's all I have for today. If you guys have any questions, as always, shoot us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Hopefully you're enjoying the free preview week. If you're not enjoying the free preview week, go to tradersarmy.com. All you have to do is have a free membership, and we would love to have you be a member with us. But that's all I have for today, everybody. I will talk to you soon. See ya.
Hey, thanks for joining us. If you like what we do, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the only way the computers know that you're actually alive and really care. And go to tradersarmy.com today to learn a bit more. And if you want to see some of our other videos, click here in the box.